Hello, welcome to Uncle Cthulhu Reviews. So today I thought when I woke up this morning I would do a solo game of Waterloo. So what we have on the table here is a 6x4 6mm Battle of Waterloo. It's also a great opportunity for me to show off my 6mm armies and projects I've done for Napoleonics. I know a couple of people are asking me about it. So I'll show you some stuff in detail. So all my miniatures in my 6mm Napoleonics are Bacchus miniatures. When I started this, I looked at Bacchus, Heroicus and Ros, and Adler. What I liked about Bacchus was the detail is what I'd call chunky, so that they might not be as proportioned as Heroicus and Ros and Adler, but like the hats seem a bit more chunky. It's easy to paint and you see a bit more detail in them. Heroicus and Ros tend to be a bit more to scale, so they seem quite skinny, and Adler seem a bit bigger. But they're all individually mounted, so I'd have to rebase them, whereas Bacchus were on bases. So for each one of my units, what I've done, each one of my bases is 2 strips of the Bacchus models on there. For each one of my units, this is interchangeable for rules, I've got 3 bases of models, and that can form a column, one behind the other, a line of 3 abreast, or because they're oblong shaped, I can easily form a 3 base square. What I've got on the table here is about 4,000 models. For the Waterloo campaign, each unit represents a brigade that was in the campaign. Like I say, I didn't fancy getting everything sorted out, so actually today when you look at the setup, it might not be 100% historically accurate, and Grouchy's command has been folded into the French, and the British reserves that were held off to the flank in case Napoleon went up, that's been folded into the British, and I've roughly just thrown it down where it will go as well. And there's like 4 corps of Prussians ready to come on the battlefield. So what I'm going to do is take the camera on an aerial view of the battlefield and talk about things and show it off. So this took me about a year's worth of painting on and off to do. It was a big project. It was a project I got done for the 200th anniversary of the Battle of Waterloo. And I've also been able to take part in the Battle of Waterloo in 28mm at the Great Game. Some videos about that on my channel as well, which was an epic game. So anyway, I'm going to take you through the field and then talk about the rules I'm going to be using. So we start off with the French lines. So what we have here, Hougomont ready to be defended, and all the French ready to come in and attack Hougomont. Second over La Belle Alliance, the Imperial Guard and Reserve. Passing what? I like area for my terrain, so whatever battalions are in it can sit in the area and they occupy the terrain. Especially with 6mm where you can't really lift lids off buildings and put models in. So here's a 4 Prussian corps ready to come on. What I'll do for the battle is I think I want to assign the Prussians a number, maybe 16. Roll a dice for each corps at the start. When I hit the magic number of 16, Prussians will come on the field. Here we are at Papelotte and La Haye. The South troops. Picton's command in the middle. Dutch-Belgian coming over the Union Brigade. Dutch-Belgian cavalry. British Reserve divisions. La Haye Sand. Now on the cigar box map, I really like it, but I found that's the edge of the map here, that La Haye Saint was too far back. I like it to be in the middle of the battlefield, that's why that's been moved forward as well. And the rest of the British command, Brunswickers. There you go, so that's the battle ready to go. So in terms of rules, what I'm going to be using today is a modified version of black powder, War Master, and some stuff from the Battleground computer game. So for solo play, I'm going to take command of the British. I'll think about my plans. I'm going to issue my orders to the divisional commanders, and then use the black powder command and tests for those. So basically, I'll issue my orders, state verbally what I want to do, and then I'll roll 2 dice. Target is 8. If I roll above 8, they don't obey the orders, nothing happens. If I roll 8, then they'll have 1 move towards completing the order. Less than 8, 2 moves. Substantially less than 8, they'll get 3 moves towards the order. So even though I'm issuing orders, I won't know exactly what's going to happen. So it takes away me being the god of the battlefield and having fingertip control over everything, and adds a bit of friction to the battlefield. Then I'm going to use the combat system from War Master. And actually, I like the hand-to-hand combat system in War Master because it always throws the fighters apart, and the fighting doesn't seem as overwhelming. Hand-to-hand combat is overwhelming as in Black Powder, which I think really benefits hand-to-hand combat. Finally, the turn sequence. So I'm going to be using the turn sequence from the Battleground computer games. And how that works is player 1, in this case it'll be the French, they'll have the offensive player move, then the defensive player fires, then the offensive player fires, then there'll be a cavalry charge phase, and finally melee at the end. Now, I really like this because of the especially because of the cavalry. So in the defensive phase, you've got a choice of firing or forming square. You also get an opportunity to try and form square in the cavalry charge phase, but obviously if you really need to form a square, you have to think about, well, is it with shooting, is it with forming a square? You've got to really be aware of cavalry, and you just test the command to see if you form square. So there we go. That is my battle for today. Like I say, I wasn't planning this at all. I woke up this morning and thought, yep, it's a great day for a battle. So anyway, give me your thoughts about solo wargaming, and let us know what you're getting up to. And I'll let you know how we get on. Right, you have a great day. Goodbye.